Welcome in, everyone, to another edition of Argo Sports Insider. I'm your host, Will Kennedy, and here on the program, we like to highlight all the incredible things that are going on with athletics here at the University of West Florida. We are in the field house. We love to be surrounded by the trophies. Conference championships, national championships. It's getting to that time of the year here in the spring where conference tournaments and matches are just around the corner, but there are still some things to clean up before then. Baseball and softball were both home over the weekend, taking on Alabama Huntsville. And for the baseball team, they needed a big bounce back after a really rough series getting swept in the previous weekend. They came back home. The home cooking was good to them. Coach Mike Jeffcoat and company went out on Saturday with 2 games against the Chargers and got the sweep of those 2 games. First one was a wild one. 14-7, the final score in that game. The ball was flying all over the place on a windy Saturday afternoon. Cullen O'Shea with a big home run. Josh Prezina knocked one out as well in that game. How about Trent Jeffcoat, the coach's son, going 4 for 4 in that one? Ends up 14-7, and then you turn around, you're going to play a 7-inning game, and you think, right, the bats are hot, everything is going to be a lot of runs. No, it's a pitcher's duel instead. Salvatore Ferro goes out, throws 6 innings, picks up the win in that one. A great game from a pitching standpoint and a fun one to watch, and they win 2-0 there. And then turn around and come back on Sunday with a chance to sweep the series. It was a back-and-forth game right till the bitter end. The Argos came out on the short end of a 6-5 game there. Jaden Fryman hits a home run in that one. Trent Jeffcoat stealing some bases there. They had a chance to tie it up in the 9th inning, just couldn't get the run across. And we had a chance to talk with Coach Jeffcoat after the series victory.
Yeah, again, kind of the first, second inning came back to bite us like it has before there up until yesterday. And again, we tried to turn the double play and got a little quick there and didn't get the out, didn't even get an out. And of course, like you say, 200 runs, 3 total in the first. We answered with 2 runs, and then they got another one. We answered, but we're still behind, and weren't able to ever tie the game. But again, I was proud of the way the guys competed today. The mindset has been really good. And, as I said, we may not always get the results we want on the scoreboard, but if we keep playing like this, we're going to have a chance to have success the rest of the way down the road here. Going to Delta State, they got a half a game or a game lead on us now, and so we got our destiny in our hands. It's going to be a tough road to hoe, but if we keep playing like we're playing, we've got a shot to keep winning. The biggest thing is getting that first game under your belt, and as we've been talking about, trying to keep them off the board and winning the first 3 innings. We didn't do a good job of that today, but the team answered. We battled. We had a lot of innings there where we had runners in scoring position. We just couldn't get the big hit when we needed it, but yeah, Delta State's going to be a tough test, and it'll be a great week for our guys to get on the road and bond and continue this identity I think they found through this week of tough practices and getting back in our winning ways. Every team in our conference can beat you. Obviously, the teams that are near the top happen to be here down the stretch, even though Lee is, 10-10 or 500 in the conference. Like you said, they just took 2 of 3 from number 1 Tampa in a non-conference series. And Delta Valdosta State, they're always going to be good. Doesn't matter what part of the year we play them. It just happens to be at the end of the year. So, every weekend's big. We don't build up one over the other. We know what's in front of us, and it's just a matter who can go play good, consistent baseball. And this team's got to have some desire and be resilient, and all those buzzwords we talk about. And we'll see how it pans out.
Baseball's on the road this week. A lot of games packed into a short window. They're going to go on the road to face North Georgia. That was scheduled for previously earlier in the season. The weather hit that one, so they'll do that on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they're at Delta State for a key GSC matchup. That is always a big rivalry. That's a Friday single game doubleheader on Saturday, so look forward to those games coming up for baseball. Softball, similar at home against Alabama Huntsville. Huntsville not as powerful as they've been in some recent seasons, but they're always going to bring their best when they come down. The fans like to hit the beach, and they like to try to come down here and beat us as well. Saturday doubleheader, the first game, nothing went right for Coach Ashley McLean and her team. They ended up on the short end of an 8-3 score, and Huntsville's hitting the ball all over the place, hitting the ball out of the park, scaring kids in bounce houses out in center field and all kinds of fun. Almost hit the food truck with one of them. And they lose that one, then turn right around and flip the script and win game 2, 7-3. Some home runs. Madeline Webb puts one out. Tila Howard doing what she does. And that set up a winner takes the series showdown on Sunday. And much like baseball, that one was down to the wire. The Argos came storming back, tied the game up, had a chance, late to win it in the 7th inning, couldn't get a run across, and then it ended up falling 4-3 as the Chargers put out a solo home run. So ends up being a tough series, and they come out on the short end, but some good things did happen, and we talked with Coach McLean after they wrapped up against UAH. Coach, they're all tough in the GSC. Huntsville comes down. It's always a difficult series. And it was back and forth and literally right till the end on Sunday.
It was. Every team in this conference is tough, and we're hitting the end of our regular season. And unfortunately, we dropped 2 this weekend, but they were close games. And, the great thing is what I realized last night when I was looking back is we're just not getting killed, right? 1, we're beating ourselves, or 2, it's extra innings or a 1-run ball game. And so that's something to look forward to and know that we can do something in the postseason. But it's exciting just to see them continue to grow. As I keep saying, they're young and they're growing through this season. And we're working on things. Some people aren't hitting that we're hitting. And we just talked about it, the slump. I'd rather have it right now and, figure it out and get back on track to set us up for the next 3 weekends going into postseason than hit us at postseason.
Is hitting one of those things where when it's contagious? If it's going well for a couple, then everybody picks up. If it's not, then it just kind of spreads through the team?
It's exactly what it is. We took the game 2 against Huntsville, and honestly, we played better in our 3rd game against Huntsville than our 2nd game, but it was 1 and 2 kids that got a hit, and then the next, couple are continuing to do that. And fortunately, we have Tila Howard, who has done her job every single game of what they could. She intentionally got walked, unfortunately, for us, and it was her first walk of the season. But and I tell the team this, we need more people to step up around her because she's going to do the job. And so it's just finding their ways and getting back on track.
You've got a good group of pitchers, obviously, close to your heart there. And are they kind of getting better as the season goes on, especially the younger ones?
They are. The younger ones are getting better, and Kelsey and Montana, they get frustrated because they know how good they are and can be, and that's what I told them this weekend. Kelsey came out Sunday and threw amazing compared to what she did Saturday, and that's what I keep telling them, you aren't throwing bad. You can be even better, and so we're working through that right now.
Midweek games, and then on the road at Delta State this week, and it's getting, here we are, and there's just a couple series left.
Yeah, we only have 1 practice this week, and then we have a midweek against Spring Hill, and then we hit the road Thursday for Delta State, which is going to be a tough series. It's always hard to play there, and then we'll be able to come back to celebrate our seniors against Valdosta.
Coach, good luck.
Thank you.
So softball now 22-11 overall, 15-6 in conference play. Got a battle there. It's going to be important to be in those top seeds when the conference tournament comes around. By the way, baseball 19-14 overall, but 14-7 in the conference. So both teams doing well. Softball, they are midweek doubleheader at Spring Hill, and then they go to Delta State as well on the weekend, much like baseball. Friday single game doubleheader on Saturday. We'll have highlights of all that and talk about that for you next weekend.
Real change occurs in that split second, a moment of connection among people.
With a common purpose,
a shared vision,
and a unified goal. What will you change?
What will change you? The University of West Florida. No limits.
Hello, I'm Zach Pullman. I'm a graduate assistant here at the University of West Florida, and I work in athletic communications. When I found out that I received the Bright Future Scholarship, I knew this would take a burden off of my family and kind of help me through college. Given the opportunity to pay for my complete undergraduate degree, I did not have to worry about student debt, so I was able to continue my journey of education. Just want to thank the Florida Lottery for not only helping me through my college journey, but countless others in the state of Florida and all they do to help education within the state.
For those who sweat in determined pursuit, and those who meet the morning with a firm handshake and a smile, and breathe between stages of unwavering effort. Andrews Institute, for those who move.
What does Argo Spirit look like? Is it finding the perfect Argo outfit to show your team pride? Is it giving back while getting your pre-game grub? Or is it connecting with your community in the perfect spot? At Penn Air Federal Credit Union, it's being a proud sponsor of UWF Education, the Alumni Association, athletics, Penn Air Field, and having a spirit of communarosity. Learn more at pennair.org/aboutus.
Let's talk about tennis. The regular season of the home portion of it has wrapped up. The men and women had 2 matches on the home court at the Ralph Skeeter Carson Tennis Complex last week. The men got a sweep, beating Auburn, Montgomery, and Shorter, just wiping them out 7-0 in both of those matches. So the men are now 16-4 overall, unbeaten in conference play. The women, they got a split. It was a really tough one with Auburn, Montgomery. They lost 3-4 in that Friday match, but then turned around, came back strong on senior day. Against Shorter, they won 7-0. A nice opportunity, good crowd out on a Saturday, beautiful weather, a chance to honor those seniors that have given so much to both the men's and women's tennis programs, and a chance to get a win for both teams on the Saturday against Shorter. We had a chance to talk to Coach Derek Racine after those victories.
Yeah, well, first off on the women's team, Carolina and Irene, been great for us over the years. Both top players in our lineup and both kind of leaders on our team. And then both personalities too. They're both fun to be around. They make it fun at practice. They make the road trips fun. So we're going to really miss them for sure. And we got some new players come in. Every year is a little bit different, but definitely we're going to have a lot of good memories of them, especially on road trips and just fun stuff that they've been doing in the van and all that stuff. The guys have been playing extremely well this year. They've been very focused. We've had a lot of tough matches. On the guys' side, it seems every match is really competitive, and to be able to win them all in the conference is a testament to their mental focus and work ethic. So I think they've done a great job, and it's hard to keep that up all season long, but they've been able to do that, and hopefully we can keep that momentum going right through the conference tournament. Seniors for the guys, we had a bunch of seniors this year on the guys. Juan Cabrera, who's just graduating with his master's, been a tremendous asset to our program. Playing number 1 and just leading the team in wins, playing great. Luis Miro's been awesome, stepping in doubles and really stepping up and playing good this year. Had some key matches over the year. Pedro Cordero, another one who's stepped up and been playing really well. Salvador Bandera, been extremely good in the lineup. Those 3 have been really crucial in the bottom of our lineup and shoring that up. And then Alan Benitez has been great whenever we put him in. He's won. He's been doing everything we've asked of him and really practicing hard. And then my son Luke has been doing great and just maturing, and can't believe he's ready to graduate already. So been a great group of seniors, and a couple of them actually have some eligibility left because of COVID. So hopefully they'll be back even though they've graduated, maybe start a master's program, do something like that. So we might see some of them again next year. Oh yeah, postseason is it's a different animal because it's do or die. If you lose in postseason, you're out. So we get the conference tournament first to go through, and hopefully we can continue our focus and keep motivated and things. Hopefully the ball bounces our way. Sometimes you got to have a little luck in postseason too, and sometimes you grind out a tough one and that propels you on to the next one. So I think the guys and the girls are ready. They both faced a little bit of diversity this year, especially the girls, and we've battled through it. So this will be a good test in postseason.
The women's team is now 12-8 overall. They are 8-2 in conference play, so looking good as that conference tournament comes up on the 28th of April. But before that, no more home matches left, but both teams, men's and women, are going to head down to South Florida. They got a run of really tough opponents. They'll play St. Leo, Florida Southern, and then Hawaii Pacific coming up here on the 15th, 16th, and 17th. So a good chance to find out where they are before the postseason begins. And speaking of the postseason, men's and women's golf GSC championships over at Magnolia Grove in Mobile, just not too far away from here. Those come up later this week. In fact, they'll be on Friday and Saturday, getting the first and second rounds of those. So a good opportunity for the men's and women's teams to try to win a conference title and qualify for the NCAAs as well. And we've got spring football wrapping up this week. We've got our blue-green scrimmage coming up on Thursday night, the 14th. So good opportunity for fans to come out and kind of check out how the football team is progressing in the spring. We'll talk a little bit more about that on the next program. GoArgos.com is always your spot to get the latest schedules, news and notes, find out results, dig into box scores if that's your thing. And the Argo Armada app allows you to do much the same, but also follow social media, all kinds of good things there, and even some swag and some things you can pick up from some of our fine sponsors. We appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time on Argo Sports Insider.